This is once a picturesque village of Oleksandrivka, which is 40 kilometers from Kherson. Fierce battles have been going on here since the beginning of the full-scale war. Not a single house has survived. There are burnt-out cars on empty roads. For almost 7 months, the village was under Russian occupation.
There was one tank and a second one behind the house. They were shelling us, and there were more tanks. The Russian occupiers shelled us day and night. Everything is broken, everything is destroyed. I don't know where to start and what to do now. It was a bad life. They were shooting, it was so scary. Some Russian grenades flew right onto the asphalt. Big ones. I was wounded with fragments of shells right here in the leg. I couldn't walk like a cripple. I could not stand on my leg for 3 or 4 days. His alibi, he's a good dog. He stayed with us. His owners left and abandoned him. But we feed him with what we can. We feel sorry for the dog. He was thrown out.
There was no evacuation here. The Russian military simply did not let the local residents out. Mykola and his wife managed to leave the village in March, before the full Russian occupation. They have now returned to their home village to rebuild their ruined house. Everything collapsed, and from this side, the house is broken. We can't live here. I will roof the house. Everything collapsed. My daughter and her little kids left the village. They left for Ivano-Frankivsk and now live there, and we have nowhere to go. There were executioners. I don't know what they threw in the pool, the corpses or what. Everything was thrown there. I saw it. Then I closed it, because it was scary to go there. The military said that there were 2 arrivals in the garden. I am afraid to go there and throw out rubbish. There is a very big hole. We came here and saw that everything was destroyed. I put some bricks in there. There are 2 small rooms in that house. That's enough for us. There is no water, so I got to my neighbors to get it. Do you have electricity there? No, and there is no gas either. The pipes are damaged. Who knows, maybe they'll do it by next autumn. But we have gas here in 2 houses, but everything is destroyed. The Russian invaders lived in empty houses for several months. They slept here, they had mattresses here. The Russians changed houses. At first they were in this one, then in that one, then in the next one. They changed houses which are located around mine. The Russian military were here to the end. The Ukrainian defenders liberated Oleksandrivka on March the 10th, but they were still in this house on the March the 8th. Debris is falling because the ceiling is collapsing. It was not covered, so when it was raining, it was flooding. Those bastards even stole children's shoes. And the clothes were stolen. They stole a convector. Do you see? We used to have gas, but they took everything.
Those knackers did not let us into the village. They lived in our house. They threw everything into the yard. Our cardboards. There is no fridge. Where did they drag him? Where did they drag it? Hell if I know. They brought some boxes into the house. We have been living here since 1971. We built the houses ourselves, and the kitchen and everything. Then the knackers came and liberated us, that is, destroying our village. I want Russia to rot in hell. They screw everything.
Local residents were afraid to leave their homes once again. The Russians robbed their houses, and those who disagreed with the occupation regime were taken prisoners. I asked them, why did you do this to me? And where is my passport? Where are my 2 Samsung smartphones? They answered, you go to the cell and there will be no problems. No passport, nothing. Good thing I have copies. Liberators, how they say. They were the federal security officers during interrogation. Now there are no shops or pharmacies in the village. The payment of pensions has not yet been resumed. Volunteers help residents with groceries. They bring bread, animal feed and everything the locals need.
People moved out, but we stayed here in the basements, just living what we have left. There is what to eat, thank you for bringing that. We can't even eat it. We survived this bombing and we did not have any appetite, nothing. We were afraid and always trembled.
The resident Nadia and her husband did not leave the village. They spent the entire Russian occupation at their own home. The woman says that the Russian military drove into their yard in tanks.
They came right over the road and over here. A fence and the gates used to be here. There were 2 barrels of tanks. My husband and I escaped through the window and hid. We thought they would kill us. They ruined our fence. And then some commander came and said to write, people live here, because the Russians drew their swastika.
The Russian invaders left such symbols in almost every yard. Probably they noted already plundered houses with them.
One comes says, women, do you have any blankets? I thought they might have given some to me, so I said that I had some old ones. And he said to give him all the blankets I had. I said I had only 3, he wanted 2, and he took them. I gave them away because I did not want to get killed. Once they beat my husband, knocked out his teeth.
What for?
For nothing. They were drunk. Came here and said, "We are the police here and we will put things in order." My husband was sitting there in khaki shorts. They asked why he was in such pants, but he did not understand and he said, "If it is necessary, I will take them off and give them to you. Just do not hit me." But the Russian hit him on the head with an assault rifle, so he fell and his teeth flew out. He was so beaten up, he spent the whole summer with the walker.
However, the village is gradually coming back to life. Local residents say they will clear what is left of their houses and rebuild them. The main thing, according to them, is that they awaited their return to home, to Ukraine. Reported by Pavlo Shtelmach, Daria Litovchenko, Boris Yakovenko, UATV News.